Alright, what is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back in here on PlayStation Source. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. I'm about to head off to work in about 30 minutes or so I figured I'd just take a little bit of time to sit back and talk to you guys about my impressions, thoughts, review, whatever you want to call it, about Hunters Arena Legends. And so this is the PS Plus game you'll be getting on PS5 this month. If you have not already redeemed it, I think you should, regardless of if you are interested or not after this video, because you know, it's free and it's with your subscription, so you might as well just take advantage of that and add to your library at the very least. But like I said before in the beginning of this video, I am going to work. You can change that by, of course, liking the video and of course subscribing if you do enjoy the content here on PlayStation Source to get any and all things PlayStation related here, from streams to impressions to reviews to podcasts, all that great stuff here right here on PlayStation Source. So let's talk about this game here. Okay, so when we first saw this I believe it was at the State of Play, I think most recently I believe is when we first got our first glimpse at this game. Even though it has been in early access on PC for a while now, I said on stream that I feel that this is going to be a very similar type of battle royale to like Spellbreak, right? Where Spellbreak is this kind of third person battle royale where you are casting spells and you're picking up different abilities and everything on the ground, and that's essentially what that battle royale is. It's cool, it has interesting mechanics that I found fun, but I wasn't that enthralled to stick around for the long time in Spellbreak, even though Spellbreak is a pretty good game, you know what I'm saying? But we have Hunters Arena Legends here. I feel like, when I first saw it, that was going to be my kind of reflection on it, and lo and behold, that is kind of the whole story here involving Hunters Arena Legends. Also, the name bothers me because who's the hunter, right? Like the hunter, like the plural version of hunters is possessive with the apostrophe, so who is hunter? But whatever, it is what it is. But let's describe Hunters Arena Legends here. It is a battle royale. It is up to 30 players where you go in, you have a bunch of different classes, you have a whole roster of different melee characters that are good at melee, some are good at ranged, some are good at other things that I forgot, but you all get the gist, right? There's a whole roster. You get to pick your hunter before you go into the arena. As of right now on PS5, there are 3 different modes. There's solo, trio, and tag team. Tag team I never tried. Solo I just kept getting my ass beat, so I went to trios just to give myself a little bit of leverage, a little bit of teamwork, cooperation there, and I definitely recommend trios because I found a lot of fun with trios as opposed to just playing solo. But essentially what it is, you spawn in on this elevated platform, the countdown drops down like any other battle royale, and then you finally get into the arena. The weird thing I found was that you don't have really next to any control of where you're actually ending up when you're falling down. Very, very odd. Like you kind of just like teleport in the direction that you jumped off of, and you don't really have a lot of agency or like ways to switch around where you want to go in the actual arena. I found that kind of weird. But once you drop down, you get these a lot of these enemies that are just NPCs, right? And these are very crucial because this is how you level up yourself. So everyone starts out at level 1, and then you have to level up through the ranks. What you really want to hit before you start encountering like late game enemies that are still in the match is level 10, right? And that's really not hard to do. It's very easy to do. You gotta go and scavenge different chests as well. So really in the early game, what you're doing in like another battle royale where you're building up your kit in Warzone, or you're trying to get your loadout in Warzone, or you're trying to get your gear in Apex or whatever, in Hunters Arena Legends, you're building up your level and your stats and your gear by defeating these NPCs and getting chests as well throughout the entire arena space, to then level yourself up to level 10 to be able to take on those other players in your match. And so they can drop things like extra armor, they can drop more attack power up with these red orbs that you find out through the play space. There's also these purple crystals that will spawn a protective shield around you as well to give you a bit of an edge in combat, and that whole process I found to be pretty cool. cool, you know, it is what it is. Like, there are really cool abilities that you can do. Oh, the control scheme is weird as hell, by the way. Like, it's O to jump. I know that this is a Korean developer, I believe, and so, you know, it's just that mantra where, you know, in the same form like in Japan, where for them, you know, O is to confirm and X is to quit, which makes a lot of sense. Just really did not register with my brain, just because I've always played here in North America. So, you know, X is confirm, O is to back out, whatever. But there was that. But there are different control schemes in the settings to kind of accommodate for that. So I was able to, you know, work around that nicely and everything. But the control scheme is pretty cool, where, you know, you hold down R1 and you have on the face buttons the, you know, square, triangle, circle, X. You have a bunch of different abilities that you can do that are either like melee based if you're a melee character, or I'm assuming if you're a ranged character, you have other range abilities as well on that type of tying for the bindings and everything. So those are pretty cool. Those are pretty powerful. You know, those definitely helped out a lot and everything. But you got your basic attack with square, you got your heavy attack with triangle, and what you're doing early game is you are just defeating these NPCs. You're getting equipment, you're getting gear to eventually go into the, you know, end phases of the match. And of course, there is a fog of war that is you know, closing in with a timer and everything. Of course, like any other battle royale, you have that to be able to encourage engagements and everything. And yeah, as long as you're paying attention to, you know, green orbs for health, purple orbs for shield, red orbs for power attack, and crystals and everything, you'll be able to quickly build up your gear to take on the final encounters. Now, I have gotten a few kills on real players, guys, real players, not just NPCs. Okay, I've been, you know, getting some kills with some real players, but I gotta say, the learning curve is very, very steep. It's something that, you know, I am getting more familiar with, but I'm not really like that into this game to really continue, I don't feel. But I will say, you know, all in all, right, like as a game, it is still there is fun to be had here, right? Like there's fun to be had here. I'm sure if I really took the time to actually learn more of the combat and more of the mechanics and everything, and I believe there's a parrying system, but I haven't gotten that. Like, I know, like, I think you can block and press triangle to do some sort of like parry ability, but I haven't really gotten my, you know, full grasp on that overall. And yeah, I mean, like, it is a functioning game. Like, I know it's weird to say, like, it is a functioning game. You can definitely tell that it's not the most polished project in the world. It's not the most insane gameplay in the world. And overall, you know, it is what it is, right? Like, this is, you know, a game that, you know, I'm sure a lot of people like. I'm sure there's going to be a niche for it as well. It's been on PC for over a year now, and there is crossplay on PS5. So I think with that enabled, I'm probably just facing a lot of PC guys that have had this game for a long time. So I bet maybe if I turn off crossplay, I'll have a bit more fun time, be able to get some W's here overall in Hunters Arena Legends. But, you know, as a game overall, like, I just find the gameplay loop, like, you know, it's fun, but it's not like insanely fun, right? Like, it's not really giving me a lot of satisfaction when I play. I feel like, you know, it's just a, you know, cool game. Like, it's cool, but it's not like anything insane in my personal opinion, right, guys? Like, I mean, you know, and really at the end of the day, the, you know, what I thought I would have thought about this game back when I first saw it is pretty much entirely my takeaway with this game, right? Like, it is very much, you know, to be, of course, respectful as possible to these devs that worked on this game and to the developers of like Spellbreak, for example, as well. It's just one of those games that are cool, but it's just not really like doing it for me in a full scale. Like there's cool moments in Spellbreak, there's cool moments in Hunters Arena Legends, but it's not going to be enough cool moments or the level of cool moments that I'm going to want to stick around for the long term, right? And really like dedicate myself to this, on top of me not really being that, you know, super jazzed about battle royales overall as a whole, right? Like, I'm really finding that as time passes, I'm really much looking forward to more of a traditional type of multiplayer experience where it's like 6v6, you're in an enclosed space and you're using these, you know, sandbox abilities and these tools and these kits and these weapons to, you know, get the betterment of the other team and everything. And so Hunters Arena Legends, you know, I would say at the very least, you know, because it's on PS Plus, number one, definitely redeem it on your library, and number two, at least give it a shot, at least give it a try. There's some cool abilities that you can play with. I think that combating NPCs is actually pretty fun and everything, and you know, getting your level up to level 10 to engage with other real enemies and everything. I think all of that is pretty fun overall, but just, you know, the overall package just isn't really doing it for me as a whole, on top of, you know, the voice acting not really being the best and everything, and the audio is kind of you know what I'm saying, like it's definitely a smaller scale game, and you gotta really respect that, from its pros all the way down to its cons. So that's been my thoughts and pretty much review of Hunter's Arena Legends. Let me know down below, guys, if you are a, you know, player of this game that's played it a ton, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think I should give it more of a fair shot? Do you think I should put more time into it? I put maybe like 3-4 hours into it over the past 2 days and everything, so I feel like I've got a good grasp of the overall game. But let me know your thoughts, like, comments below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments in that comment section, and down below as well. While you are down there, check out that description. You can find links to our Discord, our Twitter, and the Anchor link. That way you can listen to our long form content in podcast format. Those, of course, being Save Slot Podcast, uploads every Sunday except this past Sunday. We you know, had a little scheduling conflict, so we'll be back. Fret not, my boys, fret not. Like the video if you enjoyed it, as well as hit subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.